What's up, YouTube? Dismal here, bringing you another deck profile. Alright, so in case you didn't read the title, as usual, and you're just one of my loyal subscribers that clicks on my videos, thank you. This is going to be a deck profile of Dino Rabbit. And I've played Dino Rabbit for a long time. I played it since the collector's tins came out with the tour guide and the rescue rabbit in them, and made it really easy to make the deck. Yeah, picked it up when it was really cheap, and we could still use Shockmaster and everything, so, I mean, it's a really fun deck. It was really competitive when I picked it up, and I still believe that it's pretty competitive today. You just have to build it right and know what you're going against to know what you should be negating. Use all of your negation powers to just say no. Do not let your opponent play Yu-Gi-Ohs. So, this is my version of the deck. It's pretty much the same as you would be playing back in the day, back in probably the 2012 format, but it's a little updated because I've had to add, a few modern things that have come out and make it better. So we'll go ahead and bust into the deck profile. You have the standard 1 Rescue Rabbit and your 3 Vanillas of each Kabazools and Sabersaurus. Now, yes, they suck when you grab them in your first hand, or if you draw into them, yes, it kind of sucks, but you need them. This is your engine, your rabbit engine, okay? This will get you your rank 4s, your Evil Zor Lagias, Evil Zor Dolkas. It makes your plays. It's you need them because of the Rescue Rabbit, and being able to recycle Rescue Rabbit is amazing, so that's why we use this next engine, the Tour Guide engine. Tour Guide, I use 1 Tour Bus from the Underworld and a Night Assailant. Night Assailant solely because if you draw into him, he's not a dead card when you draw into him, and you can go into him with Tour Guide from the Underworld or go into Tour Bus. I like going into Tour Bus because if for some reason my rabbit gets into my graveyard, I can recycle it and put it back into my deck, or if I have too many vanillas in my graveyard and I draw into rabbit, or vice versa, whatever, and I need to put a vanilla back into my deck, I can use Tour Bus and do that, or if my opponent has something in his graveyard that they need, I can put that back into their deck and push off on their plays, make them take longer, or I can advance my own plays. I had to continue the dinosaur engine part of it because I do like making Lagia and Dolka, and I do use 2 copies of each in my extra deck, so I'm using 3 Drak Guaibas. He's really good when you destroy an opponent's monster by battle. You can special summon a Drak monster from your deck with 1700 or less attack, and it cannot attack this turn. So you get another Guaiba, or you get this guy that I've got, my Drak Velo, that I put in here, solely for the fact that he's another Drak, he's another dino, and he has 1700 attack, and he can also search out Guaiba, vice versa. So these 2 can search each other out, because when Velo is destroyed in attack position by battle, and sent to the graveyard, you get to special summon a Drak with 1700 or less. So you get another Guaiba, or, Velo, whatever. I just added him in there because I needed more rank 4 control, more rank 4 ability. And this next part in here is to add on to the rank 4s because it's modernized and you kind of need this now. I'm using 1 Heroic Challenger, 1000 Blades, and I'm doing a Clown engine. I use 1 Trick Clown. This is my ratio for this Clown engine in here for this one. I like the 2 Hat Trickers and 3 Damage Jugglers. My reasoning behind this being that Damage Juggler, when you put him into your graveyard, is going to be able to search out for your Hat Trickers or your Trick Clown, and either way, if you discard him to the graveyard from your hand, he's a great hand trap because you take no damage, so it saves you from taking damage, and it lets you set up your plays. So like if your Velo is getting destroyed, discard Damage Juggler, no damage. Ooh, so good, right? And then like, the 1000 Blades, when you take damage from him, you get your rank 4. Not having Exciton Knight in this deck kind of hurts, but, I mean, it's not that bad. Exciton Knight made this deck really good, I believe, just like a whole bunch of other rank 4 spamming decks. And this version is kind of a chaos version. That's another reason I use the Damage Jugglers. They're lights, so if I decide to leave them in my graveyard, I can use them for another card that I use in here as fodder, because I use a Gores, and, got my Emissary of Darkness token over here. Gores just a great hand trap altogether. pushes for plays, stops your opponent dead in their tracks. 2700 is kind of hard to get over, and whatever they've hit you for, you also get that. And you also use very few traps in this deck, so that makes it really really powerful because it's almost always live. And the last card is 1 BLS, Envoy of the Beginning. You need it because it's just too good. Chaos. Nobody expects your Dino Rabbit to be Chaos, really, and I've always played Chaos Dino Rabbit, like, since the beginning. I used to use Effect Veilers and, like, DD Crows and everything in the main deck so I could use this. It was great. That was it for the monster lineup. Now we move on to a pretty massive spell and trap lineup. Very few traps, but very massive spell lineup, actually. We're using 3 Upstart Goblins for consistency. Like another Yugi tuber has said, I believe Upstart Goblin at 3 in a deck is pretty much mandatory now because every deck needs that kind of consistency now to be able to keep up with Pepe and all the new Monarchs and Perform Ages and all the new Pendulum decks that are coming out. It's just ridiculous. That's also why I have 2 Mystical Space Typhoons in here. I'd love to find room for 3, but I don't have room for 3 right now. I know what I'd take out for 1, but it's just too good right now to take it out. You'll see later. But 2 MSTs for the Pendulums and everything. I think 3 MSTs in January is going to be mandatory just to get rid of those Pendulum zones and stop your opponent from just wrecking you. But anyways, I'm using 1 Book of Moon. I'd probably take this out for another Mystical Space Typhoon just because I don't see Book of Moon doing a lot for stopping too many plays, but I mean, for right now, the way that I have it set, my deck set up, I really enjoy using Book of Moon solely for stunting people's plays just a little bit right now, because it's still relevant. Using 1 Mind Control, just because I like to take my opponent's stuff. It's really fun. So like my opponent's Big Eyes me or something, I'll take his Big Eye and use it, or whatever. I'll use your own monsters as my fodder. I'll use it as an XYZ material, whatever. Because this is a rank 4 and rank 3 spam deck. It's too good not to use. But if you could cut it out, I take the back. It's not too good to use, but you could cut it out and find a better option. Then I applaud you. But I just find that Mind Control works the best because it like no one really expects you to keep playing it in this format. Using 1 Soul Charge, obviously, it helps change the game state a lot. Pretty much can change the whole flow of a game. Using 1 Instant Fusion in here with the Norden, yeah, it pretty much splashable into every deck, but especially this one, it needs it for the rank 4s. And then I'm using a Forbidden setup. I'm using Forbidden Lance at 1, 2 Forbidden Dress, and 1 Forbidden Chalice. Chalice being able to negate the effects of a monster by giving it 400 attack, so you can keep your stuff alive and make it lose its effect, or you can stop an opponent's effect. And Forbidden Dress stops your stuff from being targeted or destroyed by other effects, and then Forbidden Lance just to stop spells and traps from targeting your monster, and it makes them lose 800 attack, so you can play this as a counter card. So I mean, it's got some back row, but it's not anything like major. And then the last spell is 1 Foolish Burial, because you really want your Trick Clown into the graveyard really fast to get your plays rolling, and you can put other things into your graveyard, like if you need for your Chaos, you can put a Light in, or you can put a Dark in, you can put whatever you want. Foolish Burial is just a really good versatile card this format. Using 1 Waboku, because I don't like to take battle damage, and it saves your monsters, so being able to keep your monsters on board as resources is really valuable this format, and it will be in the next coming format in January. And the last trap card is 1 Solemn Warning, because Warning is too good not to play. The extra deck, pretty standard extra deck. I mean, it doesn't really change much. 2 Lagia, 2 Dolka. This is your Divine Wrath in a card. This is your Solemn Warning in a card, pretty much. Really, really powerful. Too good not to use it in at least intervals of 2. Using 1 Diamond Direwolf, pop a beast, pop one other card on the field so you can get rid of him, to get rid of your problem monsters. Using 1 Utopia, I just like to be able to stop attacks and stuff, but if I could take one out, I'd take him out and put in number 101. I just don't have it, and I feel like it's a decent trade, I'd say, for it. 1 Gaga Cowboy for those instant 800 pushes when you need to finish the game. Dark Rebellion XYZ to push over big monsters when you need it. 1 Abyss Dweller to stop the opponent's stuff in the grave. So like if you're afraid of getting Veilered or anything, any kind of hand traps, just Abyss Dweller and stop it. One Photon Papilloperative. This combos well with the Book of Moon to make them take damage. You know, they're already in defense. You flip them back up, lose attack over it, whatever. Trapeze Magician being really good in this format. I feel like next format is going to be even better, so you take even less damage in this deck, and you still continue to keep your resources up, which is really, really good. One Castel because you need it. Ditch 2 of them, bouncing on another card, really good. For the rank 3s, I'm using one Wind-Up Zenmaines because Zenmaines is just really good. He's a nice floater. I really like it, and you get to pop stuff when he floats. And the last card, because one of the last cards you need, Leviair, last XYZ that you need, Leviair, because it'll bring back your Rescue Rabbit. If I would take anyone out, I'd take out a Zenmaines and put in another Leviair just to abuse the Rescue Rabbit more. But I side in different dimension Burial from a different dimension, so I mean that puts it back and recycles it along with my other Chaos stuff that I've gotten rid of over the course of the duel. So it's really helpful. And then the last card in the extra deck, obviously, Elder Entity Norden. Really good, makes your rank 4 plays, gets you back your stuff that you really need. If Rabbit accidentally gets destroyed or something, you know, sometimes it happens, you can recycle it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. I would really enjoy making more videos for you guys. I'd like to make some dual videos for you guys, but computer situation is a little bit iffy right now. But hopefully pretty soon in the future I'll be able to show you a lot of these decks that I have on my channel in action. But in the meantime, if you'd like to try them out, go ahead. I'm more than happy to put these up for you to try. I really like your feedback. If you have any questions or comments about the deck, I would be happy to answer them. Or even, I'm happy reading your comments, because sometimes you may see things that I don't. You may know plays about the deck that I don't, or anything, you know? So, don't be scared to give me some feedback. I actually appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching as always, and I hope you have happy duels.